Hi, hello, and welcome to yet another Expat. This is episode 64, coming to you with hopefully not too much echo because I'm recording from a laptop in a big room being on the go. It's the second week being in Denmark and the journey continues. And if the weather was as kind as the people here in Denmark, then it would be a paradise. But the weather is just bananas. It's more bananas than usual. This is what the Copenhageners themselves say. With the weather changing every 10 minutes, crazy rain, flooding, strong winds, and then all of a sudden it becomes sunny and you're like, oh my God, is it really summer weather? And then you try to do something, 10 minutes later, another storm comes. It's almost like an abusive relationship when you say, okay, I think things are going better now. I don't think he will do it again. I think we have entered a period of calmness, and then boom, there goes another heavy rain, wind, flood right in your face. Now, for those who are tuning in and are new, hi, this is a podcast where I share random thoughts, news, and stories. My name is Hermes. I'm Greek, usually living in Berlin, but not today. Today we are in Denmark, and this will be a very miserable episode because I think I've been struck by a series of unfortunate events. If any of you can do any sort of bad energy removal, if my grandma is listening and she wants to do xematiasma, which is the Greek way of sending the bad eye away, please do it. Because, when one thing happens, it's chance. When two things happen, it's a coincidence. But when more than three things are happening, then it is a malevolent act. And this is what life has been doing to me. But let's start from the beginning. So here in Denmark, lovely people, super kind, super helpful, and the nature has been also lovely. In one of these nature type of walks, we were in a forest, which was right next to the sea. Very beautiful stuff. You could smell the sea, you could smell the forest. Everyone was running, because this is what people do here in Denmark. They run on the forest, they run on the streets, they run on the lake. They run with their pets, they run with their dogs, they run with their babies. So there was running going on. And for a moment, I felt like running. Because imagine this deep green forest with leaves, brown leaves at your pathway, hearing the waves from the sea nearby. Just the air felt so good, and I decided I will run. And I say it, I grab my phone in my hand because I didn't want to have it in my pants. And as I start running, I think I did 10 meters of running. And as my hand moves up and down, for some reason it forgets to function, something like our 6-month baby, and I just let my phone drop. But it's not that I just released my hand and my phone dropped with the gravity. No, I literally smacked my phone to the ground as my hand was going up and down. The down was throwing the phone on a rock. So this is what happened. Face down, I have screen protection, but the screen broke. Half of the phone became unresponsive, and I thought, okay, that's not such a big problem. I started getting creative to get around, because if you cannot use half of the screen, then you need to bring the things you want to use at the part of the screen that work. And that was fun for a bit, rotating the phone for the items to change position or scroll through so things go in a different place in the screen. But then it started deteriorating more and more to the place where I cannot pay for anything, I cannot reply to messages. And as I was about to record this podcast, I dropped my phone and now it's done. If you're hearing this, if some of you that know me, especially the ones in Denmark, I reached out to people to meet and refresh. Now I have zero phone. The little percentage of a phone I had, I smacked it again. So there it is. I am completely phoneless, which means it's the little thing. It's not just the messaging. I know I'm addicted to my phone, but just checking the weather Not that it makes sense here to try and check the weather. Pay for something, check the time, put a timer because you're boiling an egg. I have nothing. It's me and nature. It's me and the physical world now. So this is one thing. Just as a reminder, always make sure to back up your phone. It really sucks, and I believe everyone has broken a phone in their life. So how was it for you the last time you broke your phone? Did you have a backup? Did you have to go to one of these repair shops and be very stressed and scared about them getting all your photos, or if they mess up to fix it and then you're done? If you haven't backed up in a while, maybe now it's a good time. This phone is backed up, so I think things will be fine. I have given my soul to Google a few years ago. I stopped trying doing my own backups. I still have a system in my big computer, but at some point I just said yes to the cloud, and I know it has downsides, but the upsides of losing a phone, getting a new one, and then having the exact same phone in a matter of minutes, that has been a delight for someone like me that loses, breaks, and destroys their possessions. I don't know if I will buy a phone here in Denmark. I expect it will be ridiculously expensive. One of the interesting things of being in a country with a different currency is that most likely you will spend much more, because you tell yourself, or I tell myself, that it's something different. It's not euros, it's just crowns. It's like 60 crowns, but what is it really, So I'm experiencing that. I am lost in the crown system. My brain refuses to try and do the math and just wants to flow blissfully in this nirvana of not knowing how much I've been spending. But no matter how much I have, buying a phone from here, I think that will make me bankrupt. So let's see how 1 week without a phone will be. I will report on the next one. 2 more Danish things I wanted to report. One is the trust system that exists here. I will give you an example. In the city of Aarhus that we visited, they have this new trend on the streets. We saw it 5 or 6 different times around the city. So they put out clothes in boxes, or that IKEA hanger with the wheels, that people use in the flea markets. So just in random places on the street, there would be an IKEA hanger with dresses and shirts and all of that. Next to it, a box with clothes. And on top, there would be a carton sign that says, every item is, 40 korona, here's my QR to pay me. And this was it, just in a random place in the street. And this happened in a lot of places, and it seems that it's a trend which I really like. You put out a system, you don't need AI or a robot doing the work for you. You just leave it out there, and the clothes sell themselves. I don't know how successful it is, and I would say, judging by the clothes, most of them, they were somewhere in the 15 to 25-year-old range, mostly women's clothes. But it was still a very interesting concept. I've told you my problem. Nothing fits me in the flea markets or these types of events. I'm a big dude, and the joy of second-hand clothes market is not one I get to experience. But give it up for Aarhus for having enough trust so that people can just buy things on the street that someone else leaves. I don't think that would work in a lot of places. And the second thing I want to report is that why, Danes, why do you have this weird system in your doors? You need to fix your door system. So I don't know why, but the house doors here, they have a door handle, the normal one, and then they have a twisty second thing at the top. And you need to turn both for the door to open. So you need to put down the handle and then also turn that thing at the top, which means that you need 2 hands to open a door. And this is very problematic. If you're holding anything in your hands, these things are like, half a meter between them. It's not that they are one next to each other, so you could try to open the door handle with your elbow and then use your wrist for the top part. No, you need 2 hands. And I have to say, for such an inclusive place like Denmark, requiring people to be so body-abled in order to perform a basic function of opening a door, I find that bizarre. And if you think about it, if you really think about it, the average person in the world has less than 2 hands. I let that sink in. That's a smart pants thing to say, But if you think about it, people either have 2 hands or very few people, for whatever reason, accident, etc., they will have 1 hand or none. So if you add up all the people in the world, the average person would probably have something like 1.9 something hands. So technically, saying that the average person has less than 2 hands is a valid sentence, even though it sounds weird. I didn't want to be so annoying. I find these types of things annoying. But there it is. I said it. Danes, please make doors open with 1 hand. As someone who doesn't carry bags, as someone who goes to the supermarket and believes it will buy 3 things, and I end up with 13 things in my hands trying to walk on the streets, I would really, really appreciate if I can open the door with 1 hand. Given that you have been warned that this is a mostly selfish episode with a lot of complaining, I will go into the next topic, which is the topic of my life, or one of the big topics of my life, and that is back pain. I hate back pain. I have back pain. Who else from the audience has back pain? Raise your hands. I don't know what happened in life because I was a very athletic person, but sometime in my 20s, I had a herniated disc in my back, and that means that every now and then, when I am too careless in how I use my body, how many things I carry, if I don't stretch too much, if I stay without doing any exercises for a long time, my back pain comes to remind me that I cannot live a normal life anymore. It comes in different forms, but the main one is the sciatica. I don't even know if it's called like this. This is how I read it when I see it. The sciatica is a back pain, nerve pain that extends down the legs, and it basically is not a paralyzing sensation, but it is very overwhelming. It takes you over. And I have different times in life where the herniated disc just wakes up and decides to remind me that I cannot live worry-free. And every time I bend and every time I carry something, I need to remember to do it in the right way. Otherwise, an accumulation of mistakes that is invisible to me will come later on to hit me with the form of pain. Now, I've done different exercises, but it's so difficult to stick to doing these things every single day. I forget about it. When the problem is not there, I tend to not do anything about it. But now, extra weight plus the baby is just too much. And this is what happened yesterday. My back decided to give up. We tried to do a picnic here in Denmark because if you need to meet a lot of people and show them the baby, I thought, what's the easiest way? Let's just do a picnic, invite all of our friends, and have this hitting multiple birds with 1 stone event. Why is this such a bad expression? Isn't there a better expression of ticking a lot of boxes with 1 whatever? So we say we do this picnic and we scout a park. We find a great spot underneath many trees. We go there. The weather prediction was 25% chance of rain. Not great, not horrible, but it's Denmark. How better can you hope it is? So we go there. We're carrying a lot of foods, drinks, balloons, the baby, the essentials. We set the place up, and then we also see that it has picnic benches that you can just sit and eat. And my girlfriend asks me, hey, are these like mounted to the ground, or can we bring one here in our little great spot underneath the trees? So then we do that. I push these big benches, thinking that I'm invincible. And as we wait for the crowd to assemble, the craziest storm happens. I'm talking about massive amounts of rain. That's not a 25% coverage type of rain. This is 100% of 100%. Even though when we arrived, there was a little bit of rain and a little bit of drizzling, and our spot was solid. It had 3 big overlapping trees. I felt so smart and proud when I found that spot. And we thought we were safe because the little showers and the drizzling, nothing was coming through. So we told people to come, and there we are now with the worst storm of the storms, getting soaked to the bone. The baby's screaming. We are wet everywhere. All of our stuff we brought are wet. The baby stroller is wet. The foods, our bags, everything. So we're trying to call it off. Now imagine, my phone is not working. Remember, I broke my phone, so I'm trying to tell people not to come, but it's raining, so the phone is also wet, and it's just the amount of inability hit a critical point. And this is when we decided to, of course, call everything off. My girlfriend with the baby leaves first, and I stay with the stroller to collect all of the wet stuff and come home later. This might have been one of the most miserable moments in my life, having to take all the balloons down and having to pack all the wet stuff again. All the ducks that had surrounded our picnic area that were really hoping for a big picnic, and they were quite curious for all the food we had brought. I tried to keep all these ducks away while we waited for our friends, but once the storm came, I defeatedly gave them some of the bread. The ducks won. They were very happy. The short rivalry of me and the ducks might be another story, but just know that they won. Everyone won that day besides me. I was a total loser. So as a loser, I collected all of the wet stuff, including myself, and I dragged my sorry ass to go get a bus. Now that's when the second part of the storm hit, and I'm talking about flooded streets where you don't see the pavement anymore. I'm waiting there cold. At some point, the bus says 13 minutes to come. I wait there patiently. When the bus comes, guess what? It's full. It's a full bus, and I have a baby stroller filled with all of the stuff I was carrying. It's a very heavy baby stroller, so I need space. And they look at me. I look at them. The rain is pouring. The bus driver leaves. And I know that for my dear listeners in Greece, that is, it hurts you less, because in Greece you don't know when the bus will come, and if it comes, it can be very full. But one of the little joys I get to experience in the central north part of Europe, where I've brought my life for a better life, is that I can have trust in the system. I can have more trust. So I trusted that a bus would come and I could be able to go. I had to take the next bus, and as I'm in that bus, being wet to the bone, carrying all the stuff miserably, the rain starts pouring down so heavily that the bus driver almost cannot see anything. And I cannot see from the windows, left or right, is just waterfalls of water falling. And then it hits me. I don't know what stop I need to go to. And I'm good with orientation, so if I could see outside, I think I would have figured it out. But my phone is not cooperating because it's broken. I cannot get the right touches, as I told you that I can get it around sometimes. And the water is pouring so much that I cannot see anything. I take my best chance at the stop, and as the bus arrives, you can see mini waves, tsunami waves that the bus is bringing, because the entire street is flooded. And the door opens, and I hear the rain, like the loudest rain I've heard. And I try to exit with a stroller and an umbrella. My leg goes 20 centimeters into this lake that has been created. I try to get the stroller up in the pavement, and because there is so much water, I don't see that there is a step. I fall down. The stroller falls down with all of the stuff inside. One wheel goes off, which by design, the wheels can go off. But this didn't happen by design, so not only the normal part of the wheel went off, but also an extra plastic thing that I didn't know at the time what it is, if it broke, how to get it back. There I am. It feels like I've been to the Greek waterfalls of Neda and Polylymnio, and the amount of water that is pouring down on me from the heavens is exactly the same. I think it was the peak of the storm. There are thunders, literally, falling in very close distance. And there I am trying to understand how to lift the stroller with one hand and try to go underneath while it's full with stuff inside. So I cannot really take everything out. I cannot see from the rain, and try to fix that wheel back. So there I am, bending, in pain, getting all the water. That was definitely the lowest of the low that I had been, because I got so desperate. I thought, I cannot fix this. I don't even know how to dry the baby stroller later. Everything we have is wet. My headphones, my passport, my phone, my earbuds, I don't know, everything I own. But I took some deep breaths. I calmed down. I managed to investigate by lifting half of the stroller with all the stuff inside. I found the way. I put that wheel back. I arrived home having to cross literally mini lakes of water. And when I say mini, the entire street was a lake, and the sidewalk, you couldn't see it. So when a car was driving by, it was causing waves that were just hitting you almost up to a bit below the knees. I was hoping that Denmark has a drainage sewage system that is not connected with the sewage, because, random knowledge time, a lot of cities have a system of drainage for the rain that if it gets overflowed, it gets mixed up with sewage. So these two things float up. If they float too much, one floats into the other. And then the water you get on the streets is also water that has sewage stuff. And this is very common in almost all cities that you can imagine. You can look it up, how they've designed it. I think Tokyo is one of the few that has fully separated the flooding, how it happens and how it interacts with the sewage. I was just hoping Denmark has done the same, because I'm floating in this water. I go back home, as miserable as you can imagine, take everything off, carry all the wet stuff inside. The stroller, we left it at the entrance, and it made a huge lake of water because it was dripping everywhere. So this is life. I had a shower, and then what has happened since then is that my herniated disc has woken up. It said, you know what, buddy? I see that your phone is broken. I see that your picnic didn't work. I see that you're almost sick from pneumonia, having all the cold rain dry on you, carrying everything. I think it's my time to shine. I think it's time to remind you that I also exist, so you can put all your other problems into perspective. And this is what it did. So I've started now to do all the exercises and the stretches I should be doing in general, and it's very painful. And at this point, having lived one entire day with this super strong sciatica nerve pain, if you have anyone in your circle that has chronic pain, huge respect to them. You should have huge respect to them. One day of this type of pain makes me so moody. Like it distorts everything. It's very difficult to enjoy. It's very difficult to converse. It's very difficult to joke, because this constant level of pain just takes a lot of you, and it's invisible. It's not the sharp pain that you can complain about or experience at the very surface layer. It's a weird, vibrating, pulsating nerve type of pain that's hiding inside of you. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that out there. Anyone with chronic pain, huge respect. I think there's a lot of mindfulness to learn from people who live their lives like that. And yeah, this is it. This is me recording with 2 ibuprofen that I took. This is the only reason why I managed to make this recording, because otherwise I cannot even sit straight or walk or exist. So good luck to me. I hope I see brighter days, and I hope you are the yin to my yang. Everything goes through phases and has different balances. So I hope that at least my suffering can give you some enjoyment for being able to jump and kick a football, lift a couch. So enjoy these precious moments, because you don't know when they go away. All right, this has been it. different type of episode. If you're tuning in for the first time, thank you so much for tuning. If you made it this far, know that I love you. You're the best, and this is the reason why I do it, because some of you enjoy to listen this, no matter if it's informative or silly or stupid, or sometimes it gets too personal, other times it's only news. But this is it, weekly, from now and forever. Consistency is more important than quality. You will never be ready, so just do it now. This is what I tell to myself, and this is what I tell to you. I have been Hermes, you have been you. Until next week, I wish you all the best. If you like this show, rate it, follow it, subscribe your grandmas. Until next week, ciao!